In my opinion, one of the best ways to kind of get familiar with Rome is to use a program like Google Earth and kind of get oriented with Rome. Because when you're in the city, sometimes you're in those narrow streets, they don't run north, south, east, west, you kind of get lost, and then you just don't realize all the things that are around you. When you're in Rome, it's not just about not getting lost, but it's about taking advantage of all the many things that are so close if you just knew about it. Just to start off, this is the Termini station. This is where the train station where most people come and go from Rome. Just down south is the Colosseum. Then you've got the Circus Maximus. On this opposite side across, this is the Tiber River. And here is the Vatican City. This district down here across the Tiber is Trastevere. You've got Campo De Fiori, Piazza Navona, the Pantheon. Is that little thing right there? Right there is the Pantheon. And we're going to zoom in here and tell you where this is the Victor Emmanuel Monument. And let's just see, Trevi's Fountains here. And then you've got this big park up here is Villa Borghese right up over here. Let's get started. Let's first go visit what they call the Monti neighborhood. Now in Monti, obviously, the biggest attraction is the Colosseum right here. Lots to see in Monti. Let's go down and take a look at the Colosseum real quick. Also in Monti is a real interesting church called La Basilica San Pietro in Vincolo, and it's right here. And what's interesting about this is there is a statue there that was made by Angelo called the Moses. You may be familiar with La Pietà that's at the Vatican or the David in Florence. The Moses is right in this church, and you know, it's very interesting to take a look at. You can get up a lot closer to this one than some of the others. It's free to go see, so I strongly recommend you do that. Also, in the Monti neighborhood, it's just a fun neighborhood to kind of walk around, explore the streets, grab something to eat over here. Lots of pizzerias, gelaterias, pistacherias, bars, restaurants, just all that kind of fun stuff. But on the edge, there is, let's show here, on the edge of the Monti district and into the Esquilino neighborhood, there is the La Chiesa di Santa Maria Maggiore. It is one of the major basilicas, and it's dedicated to the Virgin Mary. The Catholic Church has 4 major basilicas. They call them papal basilicas. They're all in Rome, and this is one of them. Let's take a look. Okay, now let's zoom out here, and we're going to go just south of the Colosseum to Circus Maximus. Let's go take a look at Circus Maximus. Now, while you're at Circus Maximus, there are a couple of interesting sights to see. There is the Mouth of Truth, La Boca della Verita, which is this church here with the bell tower. This is right inside this archway is La Boca della Verita. Let's take a look. Across the street, you've got 2 important temples. You got the Temple of Portuno, and I think this is the Temple of Titus. I'm not exactly sure. But there's also a very interesting and important fountain right here. And then, in addition to that, zoom back out here a minute, there's a really cool vista that you can go take a walk to. It's not very far at all. It's called the Garden of the Oranges, and it's right here. So if you're at the Circus Maximus, you just take a little walk up this hill, and right here, if you zoom in here, there is actually like a garden area with an overlook. Interrupting this video to tell you briefly about our new Rome travel guide called Rome Travel Guida. Yes, we have a travel guide. We created it to help you make the most of your next visit in Rome. We share with you everything you need to know about Rome before coming, everything you need to know about Rome while you're in Rome, and we have GPS maps guiding you to our favorite restaurants, our favorite gelaterias, our favorite pasticcerias, favorite street food. tons of great information to help you have a great time in Rome. Also, I want to thank those that have already subscribed to the guide. We've had 100 of you, over 100 already subscribed. We really appreciate it. The guide is $25, but I'm going to put a discount code in this video description that will give you up to 50% off. We really appreciate you, and back to the video. And it's not like super high. It's only maybe a couple hundred feet above the city, but it does give you a real neat view of Rome from there. Now let's back out a little bit further. I'm going to show you some of these other sites. Just across the river, this is the Tiber again, just across this area here is Trastevere. Now, Trastevere is a fun neighborhood. It's a great place to stay. It's a little bit to the south of most of the attractions, so if you're going to stay in the Trastevere neighborhood, it's not really well connected by the metro. You're going to be either walking or probably taking the bus. You can also take taxis, but the metro is not really an option if you're staying over here. One of the advantages of staying over here is there's lots of nightlife, meaning there's activities going on till 1 or 2 in the morning, lots of restaurants, bars, pizzerias, gelaterias, lots of shops, lots of fun boutique shops and stuff. And of Trastevere, let's back out here. This is kind of the quieter area of Trastevere. So if you're staying and you want to have a good night's sleep where you're not listening to the noise of the bars and stuff, this is probably more suitable for you. And there are plenty of places here that you can also avoid the noise of the Trastevere, but there are some that are very noisy as well. But this area here is definitely more people. You've got the Basilica di Santa Maria in Trastevere right here. There's a little piazza that's kind of fun to hang out. There's a fountain you can come sit down on. Let's take a look at that. So in this area, there are, like I said, probably within a, just this whole general area, there's probably 200-300 restaurants. I'm not exactly sure, but they're everywhere, and lots of great food. And the prices tend to be pretty reasonable compared to other parts of the city. So you get a great meal at, probably 40-50% off of what you'd pay in some of the other areas. And then there's also a really interesting square here in Trastevere called Piazza Trilussa.
Okay, what's your name?
Alice!
She's so nice. She's nice. She's nice. Can I hear a big applause? She's not even shy. Come on.
And one of the reasons I've mentioned this in other videos is I just had so much fun here. It's just a great place. These steps here, it's a great place to grab a sandwich, grab a piece of pizza, calzone or whatever, and just come out here, sit down, enjoy your lunch, watch the atmosphere. There's usually street performers, there's art shows, there's something going on there all the time. A great place just to kind of hang out and relax. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you enjoy videos about Rome. Our channel is all about how to help you make the most of your next visit to Rome. Now, let's back out here a little bit further because I'm going to show you, we're going to go back towards the city on the other side of the river. Now we're in the city, but we're going to head to the other side of the river. And this area is, we're going to zoom in, is Campo De Fiori. It's right where these white tops are. These are all the canopies. And let's go down and take a look.
Love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric.
Now Campo De Fiori, it is the oldest running outdoor market in the city. It's been going on since the 1800s. It runs every day from early in the morning till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Now, it used to be just flowers and fruits and vegetables. Now it's kind of a touristy market. It's not a place that you're going to hang out with every day, but it's definitely a place worthwhile to swing by, check out the shirts and the hats and the scarves and sunglasses, along with fruit, vegetables, and flowers. And in Campo De Fiori, there happens to be a couple of great places here. In the square right here on this side, I think it's right here on this building, there is a pizzeria, one of my favorite pizzerias. If you like the Napolitan style pizzeria, it's a real nice atmosphere inside. They got large, tables to fit large parties. So if you're with, 4, 5, 6 friends, you can go in there and enjoy a nice pizza. It's the Napolitan style pizza. And then also, right here in this corner is the Forno. Now, this is one of the more famous, there's lots of Fornos in Rome, and Forno means oven. There are lots of famous Fornos in Rome. This being one of the most famous, especially for the pizza bianca. They make lots of pastries and pizzas and things like that. I don't really suggest you get your pizza from a Forno. I think there's lots of better options. But if you're looking for a specific type of pizza like the pizza bianca is basically white pizza. It's a pizza that just has basically maybe a little bit of oil, salt, maybe a little rosemary on it. It's not, no sauce, no toppings or anything like that. They make incredible pizza bianca here, and they make sandwiches out of it. So right here is another store. It's part of the same outfit, the Forno, where they take that pizza bianca, cut it in half, open it up, and they put all kinds of toppings in there, and they sell them to you sandwiches. They cost between 4 and 5 euros. They are very good, and I strongly recommend you take the opportunity while in that piazza to grab a sandwich. You won't regret it.
I'm just finishing this panino, this pizza sandwich. So good. That pizza bianca is just perfect. It's got a nice little slightly salty flavor right on the outside. It's got lots of mozzarella in there. The prosciutto crudo, super good. And yeah, one of the better panini that I've had so far. So between two pieces of pizza, makes a lot of sense. It's awesome. Get over to the Campo De Fiori and give this a try when you're in Rome.
Let's zoom out here a minute. There's lots of other things to see in the Campo De Fiori as you explore these streets. There's just lots of shops. Let me show you another Forno. It's another one that I thought that's actually really good. It's called Rochelle. It's another Forno. It's a little bit more fancy, and it's right. See, here's where we were. You just walk right down the street, and it's right here. Let's take a look. It's right down here. So the display of pastries in this Forno is like none other I've been to. I mean, there's hundreds of pastries. They also have breads and pizzas and all that stuff. But one of the pastries that I love is called sfogliatella. It's an unusual pastry. It started, I think they originated in Naples, Italy, but they make it here. It's kind of got maybe a orange zest on it. It's the dough is kind of a spiraled, kind of a crunchy exterior, but very interesting. And the interior, there's like a kind of a lightly sweetened ricotta cheese.
Look, see, it's got the little bits of orange rind. Delicious.
Now, after exploring this whole area, again, take your time through here. The streets are fun to walk through. It's kind of a quiet area. Other than this particular square right here can be a little bit noisy and busy, chaotic. But outside of that, this whole area is a pretty relatively quiet place to walk around. So not far from here, let's head over into the, right up just north, this is Piazza Navona. Let's take a look. When you're done leaving Piazza Navona, one thing you want to be sure to do is there's a street right here. Let's show you. It's right here. It's a really fun street to walk down, this little street here, and you can get right around here. There's a place called Two Sizes, so you've probably heard of tiramisu. They sell it throughout Rome, throughout Italy. They make it here in two sizes, believe it or not, and they have the classic, like the coffee flavor and other like pistachio and other flavors. Super good, and you can get your tiramisu, come out to this piazza and just kind of enjoy it out there, or you can go down a little bit further. Right around here, there's a place called Frigidarium. It's a gelateria, one of my favorite in Rome. It's not just, there's lots of gelato places, but what I like about this place, they have great fruit flavors. The fruit flavors have over 50% real fruit in them, and then you put the cream on top, and it's just wonderful. You know, strawberry, peach, whatever. They have it there. Now, this is also a very fun area just to go explore these streets. They're all winding, and there's lots of little pizzerias or coffee shops, or there's vintage clothing stores, just all kinds of things to take a look at throughout here. Then, you know, after maybe you grab a sandwich or you grab some dessert, come out to this square and just enjoy the atmosphere. Let me zoom out from here. So now, if you come over here, look, just a little bit away from here is the Pantheon. That's what this building is with the hole on the roof. Let me spin around here. Let's go down and take a look.
Big dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah. Ride around the city with a stick all black. Try with a stroke, but we with all that. Yeah.
Pantheon is one of my favorite buildings. It just looks out of place. It's beautiful, but it looks out of place because it's so massive, and it is just an incredible building. It's incredible that it's still there intact today. So you can come down here and just sit down on these steps and enjoy the atmosphere. You can grab a sandwich at the nearby L'Antico Vinaio, which is a sandwich place that's right here. It's originated in Florence, but the sandwiches are actually quite a bit bigger than the Forno ones. I prefer the ones from the Forno in Campo De Fiori, but these sandwiches here are very good as well. They're like 10 euros. If you're hungry, get one for yourself, but they're big enough to share, in my opinion. Not just because I'm old, but because they are pretty massive sandwiches. So you can get your sandwich and then hang out and eat it on these steps, making it just a great atmosphere, and you're gonna enjoy that sandwich a lot more than you otherwise would, trust me, because now you're not just eating a sandwich, you're just enjoying the great atmosphere. And so when you're at restaurants, you know, restaurants with a view, things like that, you pay a lot more for, right? So being able to take your sandwich out here and enjoy it, yeah, you're paying $10 for the sandwich, but don't forget, you're getting a great view and a great experience to be out there.
Okay, I need to know what you think of the sandwich. Thumbs up?
Phenomenal, fantastic. It's one of the best we've had around.
And yours is really good?
Yeah.
What kind you get?
I got the truffle 3.
Truffle 3?
I got the truffle 2. Prosciutto, eggplant, truffle.
Hey, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
So let's zoom out here a minute. Okay, now we're gonna go over to, so you look over this direction. Well, let's go up this way first. We're gonna go up here to, this is Piazza Venezia, and this is the Victor Emmanuel Monument. Let's take a look. So the Victor Emmanuel Monument, on the back side of it, there's a really interesting square there called the Compidoglio. It's right here. This square was actually designed by Angelo. And there's the Capitol Museum here. And then this other staircase that heads up here goes to a very interesting church. I thought it was beautiful, and I know that a lot of famous weddings take place here. So if you have the time, go on up and check this church out. Then while you're up here, I do recommend you go walk just to the right side of this building here. There's going to be an elevated ledge, an elevated street. Let's zoom in, I'll show you here. See right here, you can get a great view. It's elevated over the Roman Forum, which this is the Roman Forum back here. So let's take a look at that. Also, from the other side, you can come out over here and get some great views of the Roman Forum from this side as well. And you can make your walk. You can actually walk down if you want to, and see some additional sights as you come down to the street here. But what I recommend you do from here is, let's back out here real quick. See, there's the Colosseum. We're at Piazza Venezia, and here's Circus Maximus. So what we're gonna do is right over here, I'm going to show you, there's a really interesting building that kind of looks a little bit like the Colosseum. It's called Theater Marcello. It was a big theater in the day, and it housed like 15,000 people. But there's some really interesting ruins that you can walk through. Let's take a look. As you're walking through, you're going to end up in what they call the Jewish ghetto right here. while you're in the Jewish ghetto, one thing I recommend you do is, because this is the only place they have it in Rome, is right here on this corner is it's a pastry shop. It's a Jewish bakery. And it's been selling pastries for 300 years. They have a thing called the Jewish pizza, along with other pastries that are just incredible. So I strongly recommend. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Not about once in a lifetime, but it's only opportunity you're gonna have to have this is right here. So swing in there, grab some of that. It's awesome. I love it. While you're in there, let me show you another interesting thing about the Jewish ghetto, which we're going to show you. We're going to head over to the Turtle Fountain, which is a famous fountain with turtles on it. As you walk down the street, and some of these other streets in here, but this one, I'm going to bring up because I have pictures of it. There are, in front of the doors, there are these gold, like cobblestones. And on the gold cobblestones, there are the names of those that were taken from this Jewish ghetto to Auschwitz and lost their lives in Auschwitz. There was over 1,000 people taken, and very few ever returned to Rome. In front of all these doors are these golden placards kind of commemorating the lives of those that were lost there in Auschwitz. Very interesting. So that's what that's about. You can see a lot of them here in that street here as you enter into this piazza here. Let's take a look. So let's back out here. Now, just not very far at all from here is Largo Argentina. It's right, see, there's the turtle fountain right here, and you're just gonna walk right up this road and you end up at Largo Argentina. Right here, let's go down and take a look. Now, Largo Argentina is where Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC, and there's actually an exhibit right down in here. There's a little museum, and then you can, if you want to pay the money, it's, I don't know, 5 or 6 euros, you can come down and there's some platforms and some information about this square here. And it's a fairly new exhibit as of like 2023. Super interesting. Now, there's actually you probably heard about it, maybe you haven't, but there's a cat sanctuary that's right down here. There's a little building down here where they house a lot of cats, take care of cats, and they let the cats kind of roam this square here. So sometimes you're there and you'll see, 10, 20, 30, 40 cats kind of roaming. Don't worry, they're well taken care of right here from the cat sanctuary. Another thing I want to point out is just opposite this side in this building, there is a pizzeria right here called Pizza Florida. This is my favorite Taglio style pizza. Now, there are several styles of pizza in Rome. Taglio means to cut. It means the pan pizza that they cut up and to serve it to you by weight. This here, I've never had a bad slice. I've been to this pizzeria probably 40, 50 times. I go there all the time. Pizza here is great. I'm not just saying that. Zoom out here a little bit. A couple areas that I haven't shown you is, remember we went to the Piazza Venezia and the Victor Emmanuel Monument? Just opposite is Via del Corso, which is this street right here. And this street is one of the major shopping streets, I guess, kind of like the everyday shopping, kind of like maybe American malls that you go to, that type of clothing. They're different, a lot of them are here, but anyway, if you walk down there and you enjoy shopping, there's all kinds of little outlets, and not just clothing. You can also get, food and things like that. But it's a fun street to walk down, and it heads all the way to Piazza Del Popolo. Let's take a look. So when you get down to Piazza del Popolo, it's quite a walk from Victor Emmanuel Monument. It's probably, 2 kilometers. It's, it takes you 20 minutes or so to walk down there. But while you're down here, let me zoom out here a little bit. See this big park here? This is Villa Borghese, and it's a real fun park to go visit. It's quite large. I mean, it probably takes you a half hour to walk across it. But there's a perch or a amphitheater, I guess, or maybe just an elevated viewpoint. Let's call it that. Right here is an elevated viewpoint. It's probably 200-300 feet above the city, but honestly, you get great views of the Vatican along with the skyline of Rome from right here. Let's take a look. Okay, another thing we haven't gone to yet is the Spanish Steps. Now there's two ways of doing that. You can go from the perch where you walk along this elevated, and I kind of recommend you do it. It's like this elevated road right up here. Lots of different views of the city because you're up maybe 200-300 feet above most of the city. And you're gonna walk your way all the way down to this, right around here. So you're gonna fall around here and you come down to the Spanish Steps. Or if you want, you could hop on the metro, which is not too far from here. There's the Flamino station, which is right here. Take it back one station and you could go to the Spanish Steps. As you see, you can also take other walking routes, but when you get to the Spanish Steps, they're just amazing. Let's take a look.
Lover, don't you want to get down, 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 down? Lover, don't you want to get down, 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 down?
While you're at the Spanish Steps, be sure to walk up to the top of them. You got a great view from here of the city. Directly in front of the Spanish Steps is Via dei Condotti right here. This is where all the high-end shopping, Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, a lot of others are right down this area. One other place I want to show you, it's really important, is, you may have wondered why I haven't gone this already, but two places. There's the Castel Sant'Angelo. Down this majestic street right here, it'll take you right into Vatican City and into St. Peter's Basilica. So if you're not aware, 2025, the year of 2025 is year of the Jubilee. That's where there are 4 papal basilicas. We visited one earlier, Santa Maria Maggiore, and now St. Peter's Basilica. But each of these basilicas have holy doors, and they're sealed for 25 years, 24 years. They're sealed up, completely shut, not just shut, but sealed, mortared, cemented over. And then once every 25 years, and it will be happening again in 2025, these doors are opened up for the public to walk through. And there's some religious significance about doing that. A lot of pilgrims, a lot of Catholics from all over the world, priests, nuns, general public will all be coming to these basilicas to walk through their doors. And it's a tradition that started in 1300. I did a video about it. I'll put it in the description. If you're more interested, you want to know a little bit more about the Jubilee, check out that. But that about wraps us up on this. There's lots of other sites in Rome. This kind of just gives you kind of a general idea of how things are related. It's just a fun way to kind of do it. Hopefully you found it helpful. Again, if you did find it helpful, give me a thumbs up. We're almost 30 minutes into it. So you spent a lot of time with me. I appreciate it. And to the next one, alla prossima. Ciao.